This is another edition of Rick Davis's Talking Gold. We're going to show you some things about gold, silver, diamonds, and coins. Things that you need to know every day if you go to buy, sell, or trade gold, silver, diamonds, and coins.
How does Rick Davis see hundreds of people every day and nobody waits over 15 minutes? It's simply the system. Check in with the Golden Girls first. They divide your jewelry into plastic bins. Next, wait for your number to be called. This may be my favorite part because it is never a long wait and it gives me the opportunity to look around the showroom. Then, when my number is called, I get to see Rick or Jason. Both of them are great. They give me a value on my items and I decide if I want to sell it or not. Of course, I always do because Rick pays the best. Last, I sign out with Miss Norma. She's really a gem. And I'm on my way. I always have a great time with Rick and his friendly staff. I wouldn't go anywhere else. Rick, I'm looking for a diamond necklace for my wife for her birthday. I found a good price for one in the mall. I started to buy it, but the salesperson said he didn't have a loop so I could take a closer look at it. I walked away even though it seemed like a good price. Did I do the right thing? From John in Hickson.
John, you done exactly the right thing. If somebody won't show you a loop, they won't let you take a good, educated look at what you're buying, you don't need to buy it from them. So loops and cash and diamonds all go together. If they won't let you take a good look at it, don't buy it. Make sure you know what you're looking at. If you know what you're looking at and you're obviously educated in this, then you can make the right decision. If you can't look at it with a loop, you don't know what's in that diamond. You don't know what it looks like. So yeah, you've done excellent.
If anybody has any jewelry they want to get a good deal on, come on down and see Rick. 1300. We'll be coming back when I gather up some more jewelry.
I'm Rick Davis, and I'd like to buy your gold, silver, diamonds, and coins. We sit around, we talk to the people, we explain what we're doing, we explain what they have, and we show them how we're paying them for it, and then we pay you, yes, in cash. If you prefer a check, we'll pay in check. We buy all day, every day, gold, silver, diamonds, coins. We've been here 36 years, we pay you better, there's no game, there's no gimmick. I'm Rick Davis, and I want to pay you cash for your gold.
Stop in and see Rick and his friendly, experienced staff at 5301 Brainerd Road in Chattanooga. While there, be sure to mention that you saw this ad on the CW and receive your CW special. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, Chattanooga's premier jewelry store.
The following is a clip from Night Talk, Judy O'Neill, where we take call-ins and answer questions live on the air. We hope that you pick up some questions you may have and some answers, and hope that it's helpful to you. If not, feel free to stop by our store. Come in, 5301 Brainerd Road. We'll try to answer any questions you may have on any items, gold, silver, diamonds, or coins. We're buying all day, every day, and your friend in the jewelry business.
We're talking to Rick's Gold and Diamonds tonight. He's my co-host tonight, talking about paper foreign money. How do you know if it's worth anything, or is it worth anything?
Well, to my knowledge, and I've got a lot to learn in paper money. It's a very, very strange market, and I don't know that I understand it. I've been fooling with it now for the last 5 or 10 years, and we know that the most money that's traded in paper is our Confederate money, United States Confederate money, silver certificates, saddle notes, which is the large notes that
yeah,
are almost twice
Somebody's brought you some of those.
Yeah, I get saddle notes all the time. A $1 bill that's a saddle note will sometimes bring $50 to $70. So it's, a saddle note is almost 2 to 2.5 times the size of our regular notes today. Confederate money is look on the back of money, Confederate money. Make sure it does not say facsimile anywhere on the back side. It'll be very, very minute lettering, but it will, it'll normally say facsimile, which is the old terminologies for copier, facsimile machine.
What about $2 bills?
$2 bills, we pay $4. We pay 2 times face for the old $2 bills. And that's back as late as 1956.
With any of those that were silver certificates?
No $2 bills. 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s were silver certificates. Gold seals, gold notes, there's, things like that. But our currency, paper money, fractional currency is a big deal. I had a dealer pay me, I think $45 for a quarter. Been a couple of weeks ago. It was and when I say fractional currency, I'm talking about paper money. It was a note about the size of a business card, and it was a quarter, paper money quarter.
Really?
Dimes.
When was that made?
Nickels, 1890s, 1893, 1891. But fractional currency in paper.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's very collectible, very nice, and most of the time it's worn really bad because of its age. But a lot of it comes in. We see some pieces that's like the one at $40 or $45. It was like a stamp. I mean, it looked like it did the day it was minted.
How about that? Caller, do you have a question for Rick?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Rick.
Yes, sir.
I have got a $100 Confederate Alabama bill. Yep.
Look on the back side of it. Did you notice what I was saying a few minutes ago about look for the word fax?
I noticed it, Rick, but I found it in a safe deposit box. I'll have to get it out and look.
All right, if it says facsimile on it, of course you've got a copy. You've got a nice note that somebody's made a copy of.
Okay.
If it does not say facsimile, bring it out to the store. We will get it certified. I have one of the country's best paper money guys that's been working with me for probably 25 years. And if I don't know and I don't recognize, and I miss a lot of paper money, but if I don't know, he can look at it and tell us exactly what it is, what bid is on it, everything we need to know about it in order to successfully sell it for a profit.
Okay, I appreciate it.
And just, be sure, I mean, this note could be worth $20 or it could be worth $25,000. So, be careful with it. Don't bend it. Don't write on it. Don't let it get damaged in any way.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Now, this is probably a question that may be hard to answer, and there may be several answers to it. What is the most sought after and most unusual coin?
I guess we got to answer that with the silver American Eagle. Today's marketplace, they're bringing the most money for silver. It's backed and put out by the federal government since 1986. Everybody's familiar with it. It's a beautiful coin. It's got the lady, the St. Gaudens lady on the front, American Eagle on the back, USA made, United States backed, we the people, freedom, everything about the American. So, I mean, it stands for something as well as it is a investment bullion. People buy them. It's not unusual to have somebody that has a monster box. It's 500 ounces of just American Eagles. And it's a good investment, and nobody questions what its worth is. To the cent, whatever the market is at, that's what you can get, to the penny. Nobody ever cuts it back.
So are there a lot of them out there?
Oh yeah, Lord, I don't know how many's minted, probably 2 or 3, 4 million a year. And this program's been going on. I believe the first one was minted in the American Eagle program. It's minted in gold and silver. I believe the first one was minted in 1986, and still today, even at Christmas, I have people calling right up Christmas wanting the American Eagles for the next year, and it doesn't come out until February. But it's a sought after coin. It's very sought after.
So, what is the most unusual coin that's probably collectors have, or by that I mean one that you'd love to have, or one that, you know, a collector would like to have?
Well, Judy, you know, you can
Most
talk about coins, and being unusual and expensive usually goes hand in hand.
That's what I said. There's probably a lot of answers to that question.
And there would be many answers. A couple of things that stands out in my mind was in the late 70s, right here in Chattanooga, we owned, and not we, I didn't have a part of it, but I had the friends that did, a V-nickel. And this V-nickel was bought at one time for $300. It went up in price within 2 years to $700,000. It was just it couldn't be found. There wasn't any of them around, and they finally found it. And the last time it was sold, and I could be wrong on this, but I think it was the old Hamilton National Bank bought it for $1.1 million. It sold at a sale a couple of years after that for $1.4 million. So they knew what they was buying as something that was a good investment for their portfolio. That's one that, you know, that stands out in my mind as being the ultimate, you know, have a nickel and turn it into $1 million in a few years. Some of the things that I enjoy looking at, and you may not have ever seen one, is hobo nickels. Hobo nickels. They was actually made by the hobos.
Yeah.
And they took a buffalo nickel with a big Indian's defined nose and the Indian on one side and the buffalo on the other. And they took nails or pocket knives and they scratched a World War II helmet on their head of the Indian chief. And they scratched a beard down on the sides, etching it in.
Did that damage and deface it?
Yeah, it completely defaced the coin as far as a nickel. But there was such, and I don't remember the names off the top of my head, but there was hobo artists that done hobo nickels. Well, they took a nickel and turned it into $1 by just scratching this head on it. Well, some of them got so good at it that they would turn the nickel into a beautiful piece of art where it had a top hat like Abe Lincoln and a good heavy beard like Abe Lincoln's side profile, put some detail around it and wrote Abe on it, and you know, but I'm talking about something that they'd sit and etch on for hours. They didn't have anything else to do. They're hopping freight trains and things, but hobos. And thus became the hobo nickel. Well, then that became a $5 nickel. You know, if they was pretty enough, they could sell them out in the towns. As they hit the towns, they could sell them for $5. Somebody had a little money, they'd love, you know, what a great looking nickel, you know.
They were just collectible.
Just collectible, but then over the years now, I mean, it's nothing to see a hobo nickel that is by a certain artist that had his own style, and there's many different looks. Right. But $700, $750. But they're beautiful. I mean, they're toned. They've got all the right
Do you have one of those?
Etching. I've got several of them. Yeah, I don't have any of the $700 ones. Yeah. Mine are $2, $5, $15. But I mean, they're pretty, you know, and you'd have to see them to understand. Some of them has a World War II helmet on, some has a hard hat on, some has a fireman's hat, you know, so they change the looks of all of them, and some of them's got beards and mustaches, but they're neat. They're neat. I'll get you one.
Yeah, I'd like to see
I'll
one
get
of
you
those.
one. I'll give it to you.
That's interesting if they do that. Never heard that before. Go ahead with your question for Rick.
Go ahead, caller.
I have a $2 bill, 1976 series, has the number on it, and then it has a star rather than, you know, the letter. Is that worth anything?
Well, the 76 normally is not something that we'd buy, not for $4, but because it has a star note on it. A star note is where the bill has been defaced, it has been destroyed, it was worn so badly that the banks and the federal government decided to destroy the original note and replace it with a star note. So that bill it's got quite a long life and things to talk about because it's been destroyed by the federal government and replaced with exactly the same serial number. So some of the collectors, they'll give $4 or $5 or $6 for star notes. That's a special kind of collector.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for calling.
See, there's someone with a question, and you've got a lot of questions. I know you've probably got something over there, and you stored it, and it belonged to your grandmother, your grandfather, whatever. You need to check it out, look at it, and call Rick, let him tell you about it. maybe something sentimental to you, you want to keep it, but you'd like to know the value of it at least.
Gold teeth are something that we hear all the time. You know, I've got a gold tooth. Well, a solid gold tooth or a cap or a crown, these things vary in price from $30, $40 to, I think I got a bridge in one day last week, $800.
You know, I'm trying to figure out what years they started doing that, putting gold caps on their teeth or putting gold on their teeth. Actually, they used to just put
back in the 30s,
little pieces and just around there.
That's exactly, that was crowns.
Okay.
And they left the porcelain part showing, but they had to go around, the edges were chipped and things.
Yeah.
And that was back when the gold was $35 an ounce, so it was an inexpensive metal to use.
All right, caller, your question was for Rick.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Good.
Good. Rick, we brought our old gold up there, and y'all bought and gave us, Lord, we was surprised at what we got, but, you know, if gold has gone up so high, for the average person, with it that high, why buy so much of it? You know what I mean?
You mean why are we buying so much of it?
Yeah, you know, if it's gone up so high, the value has, and then, why do you buy it with it that high? Do you expect it to go higher?
Well, we don't buy it to keep it. We don't speculate on it or anything. All we do is we buy it and sell it. You know, we don't, I wouldn't, that's too much like gambling, and I wouldn't take a chance. We've talked about this before.
Okay, well, we just got home and, tuned in and,
no, I wasn't scolding you for the question. I didn't mean we talked about it tonight. I meant that we have talked about this in prior shows.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, it's something that what we do is a service that, you know, people that don't know how to sell it or don't know where to go to sell it or don't even have any idea what it's worth, that's what we do. We buy it, we sell it, we take our profit off of it, we pay the customers good, and then we're right back banked up and ready to go the next day again. I mean, it's not something, if I was buying it to speculate or to try to make money in the futures end of it, why, we wouldn't have lasted 6 months in the first boom, much less buying it 4 years later.
Okay, so y'all just turn around, sell it, and
Yes, sir, and buy more. We just, you know, we take our profit based on a small percentage, and then we turn it, and we're ready to buy more again the next day. I mean, I wouldn't have enough money to buy 2 days if we didn't turn it. You know, I mean, we've got to lock it in. We've got to sell it based on what we know it is. We can't gamble on what it's going to be 3 months from now.
Right, I understand that. You know, Lord, it change overnight.
Yeah. I mean, it'll break a company. You know, I've known several people that's tried to speculate on this stuff, and I've had them. They do real good for a month or two, and then all of a sudden you look up and they're dead broke, and they've lost everything they had. And simply because they was trying to play in a market that was so big, it'll eat you up. You know, you can't play in it. We're going to take a short break, but we'd like to invite you to stop by the store at 5301 Brainerd Road, where we have an incredibly friendly staff, a very educated staff, and we're there to serve you and answer your questions. So please stop by and get to know us a little bit better, because we are your friend in the jewelry business.
The year was 2003. The Second Iraq War began with the invasion of Iraq by the U.S. and Allied forces. Martha Stewart and her broker are indicted for using privileged investment information and then obstructing a federal investigation. Saddam Hussein, former president of Iraq, is captured in Iraq by the U.S. 4th Infantry Division. And gold closed out the year at $415.20. With prices recently hitting all-time highs, isn't it time to cash in on your broken and unused gold?
With the Christmas season just around the corner, we've decided to add our layaway department back wide open and running for your convenience. Free layaway, 90 days, same as cash, no interest whatsoever, 70% off on most items in the store, and it's there for all you have to do is ask. Part of the We the People give back to the people at Rick's Gold and Diamonds. We thank you. We hope you return and watch more segments of Rick's Talking Gold in the future. Thank you, and God bless. I'm Rick Davis, and I'd like to buy your gold, silver, diamonds, and coins. We sit around, we talk to the people, we explain what we're doing, we explain what they have, and we show them how we're paying them for it, and then we pay you, yes, in cash. If you prefer a check, we'll pay in check. We buy all day, every day, gold, silver, diamonds, coins. We've been here 36 years, we pay you better, there's no game, there's no gimmick. I'm Rick Davis, and I want to pay you cash for your gold.
Stop in and see Rick and his friendly, experienced staff at 5301 Brainerd Road in Chattanooga. While there, be sure to mention that you saw this ad on the CW and receive your CW special. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, Chattanooga's premier jewelry store.
All right, I want to talk about some things in your store. Do you offer layaway? You know, I want to go on to say that Christmas time is coming. And people today in an economic situation may want to find a diamond over there, a beautiful necklace, some earrings, or a fur coat or something that they want to lay away.
Well, we've got anything in our store is about 60 to 70% off of regular prices. So, you know, a diamond is a diamond. So we might have a diamond that's been in grandmother's ring for 30 years, beautiful stone. And we can take it and reset it in a brand new mounting, and you've got a beautiful stone. But most of our diamonds, all of our merchandise, anywhere from 60 to 70% off of retail. So that is a tremendous discount for good merchandise. Then we have all certified appraisals on everything. We've got all the stats and anything that you could want. And then our layaway, we opened it back up last week. It's 90 days, same as cash. It's no layaway charge, nothing. You just have to pay 20 to 25% down to put it in layaway. But right now you've got 3 months, you know, till Christmas. And that gives you 12 weeks to make these payments. And, you know, and the reason we put it back in effect is, you know, the economy's bad, and so they're still going to buy for their loved ones, their wife, their husbands, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, the newly engaged, and, you know, they still want trinkets, and they want jewelry, and they want nice stuff. And we've got a lot of nice things that are discounted greatly, and they kept coming in and saying things like, you know, I'd love to have that, and the price is wonderful, but I just can't pay it all at once. So, you know, well, okay, let's go with the layaway again. So we've set it up 90 days, same as cash, no interest, no finance charges, no layaway charges, no hidden charge. If it's $400 in the counter, it's $400 in layaway. So, you know, that makes everybody able to buy a little bit. They can make some smaller payments and not take such a bite out of it.
I don't know anybody else that does that.
I don't think it's done, but, you know, I mean, I'd rather sell it to a good customer and have somebody enjoy it than I would scrap it. It's the same amount of money. You know, I'd much rather my customers have the benefit of a pretty piece than I would it go to the melting pot. You know, so it's good business at Christmas time.
And then again, if the ring that you select over there does not fit, they have a person back there in the back that does jewelry repairs and fittings and
we do anything to do with the repair shops. We fix chains, we set diamonds, we'll custom build something. If you draw it out and bring us a sketch, we can build anything you bring out there. We have access to a CAD machine, and if you wanted your child's picture in 14 karat gold, we can scan it.
Really?
And that computer will carve the wax, and we can cast a 14 karat gold pendant, the exact image of your child on a picture, on a locket.
How
So,
about
you know,
that?
it's the technology's unbelievable.
Or any picture.
$170,000, yeah, $170,000 piece of equipment, but it's great. Any picture, yeah. You want your dog on a
Yeah.
gold pendant picture of your dog? We can do it. 3D, you can see the fur on it.
How about
You know,
that?
it's a good machine. My name's Rick Davis. I know we're not the only one buying gold in this area, but we are the #1 buyer of gold in this area. We want to be your friend in the jewelry business. We want your business. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, your friend in the jewelry business for 36 years.
How does Rick Davis see hundreds of people every day and nobody waits over 15 minutes? It's simply the system. Check in with the Golden Girls first. They divide your jewelry into plastic bins. Next, wait for your number to be called. This may be my favorite part because it is never a long wait and it gives me the opportunity to look around the showroom. Then, when my number is called, I get to see Rick or Jason. Both of them are great. They give me a value on my items and I decide if I want to sell it or not. Of course, I always do because Rick pays the best. Last, I sign out with Miss Norma. She's really a gem, and I'm on my way. I always have a great time with Rick and his friendly staff. I wouldn't go anywhere else.
I'm Rick Davis, and I'd like to buy your gold, silver, diamonds, and coins. We sit around, we talk to the people, we explain what we're doing, we explain what they have, and we show them how we're paying them for it, and then we pay you, yes, in cash. If you prefer a check, we'll pay in check. We buy all day, every day, gold, silver, diamonds, coins. We've been here 36 years, we pay you better, there's no game, there's no gimmick. I'm Rick Davis, and I want to pay you cash for your gold. I'd like to thank you for watching the show. Hope it's been informative. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some knowledge along the way. Hope a little bit of fun rubbed off on you. We try to do what we can do to help you. We'd like to thank you again for watching the show. Please stop by in the store and see us. Get to know us. We're your friend in the jewelry business. Thank you, and God bless.